Okay, step one is to actually make your chicken look like this, which took a lot longer than I was expecting. More difficult than I expected. There are videos online about how to completely debone a chicken. I'm not sure it's something I'd try again, but anyway, I did it. So yeah, you completely remove all the bones from the chicken, so you're kind of left with chicken without any bones. So the first thing I'm going to put into this mix is, first of all, some Cajun seasoning, which you can get from any shop. Really, I'm a fan of it because it contains a lot of the different things you would normally put in yourself in a nice balanced mix. Looks like we don't have too much of that, but okay. Another mix we picked up somewhere is this mango masala mix from the Wicked Kitchen. Again, it's just a spice blend, really. Let's see what it's got in it. It's definitely got turmeric, because it's very yellow. It's got mango powder, crushed roast cumin, turmeric, black pepper, rice flour, turmeric powder. So yeah, again, just like giving it kind of a nice colour. That'll give us some spice. And the next thing we're going to add is sumac. Sumac is like a very common ingredient, spice used in the Middle East. We've had this for ages and we haven't used it. It's got a tangy and citrusy kind of smell, apparently, according to Tesco. So let's put a bit of sumac in there, about 1 teaspoon of sumac in there. Okay, the next ingredients, as always with any kind of meat, would be some ginger and garlic. So I've got some minced garlic here, 1 teaspoon of minced garlic goes in there, and then also some crushed ginger. You can use fresh ginger. I'll go with crushed ginger paste, just more convenient. Chuck it in there. So now you've got all the kind of dry ingredients for your spice mix, and now just to kind of moisten it up and help you be able to spread it really, and to add a little bit of zest, we're using some lemon juice. So some lemon juice in there, about 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. And then, although there is quite a lot of chicken, so maybe I'll put a bit more, an extra tablespoon. Okay, and that should then, if we mix this up, this will be the basis of our spice mix. Now, if it becomes a bit dry, just add a bit more lemon juice. You can put oil on it as well, just to help it spread. Mix that all up. I don't think I've got enough there, so I'm going to add more lemon juice. And this is just going to go all over the chicken, and it's going to soak in there for as long as possible, really. I'm going to leave it there for a few hours. You can do it just as is, so I'm going to do it for a few hours. So once you've got this, now it's a case of just drizzling it all over your chicken, and then using your hands. There's no other better way. You can use a brush or something, but best thing to do is just get your hands involved and mix this all over the inside of the chicken. As I'm doing it, it smells very zesty. That sumac has got an interesting kick to it. It's quite citrusy. Smells nice. Get that all in there. So this is basically the inside of the chicken, and we're going to fold it up in a minute after we've stuffed it. But for now, we just soak in or add in this marinade, and we're just going to leave it now for a few hours. Excellent. Okay, now we need to make the actual stuffing. So what the stuffing is mainly made of is rice and minced meat. So first of all, I'm going to get the wok going. I just thought I'd use the wok because I like the wok. A bit of oil in there, oil, and we will first of all fry some onions. Let's go frozen onions as a convenience. Let's do that. That's about half a cup of onions. Put in there really is this mince. So I'm just using some mince, frozen mince here, and good thing about this mince is cooked from frozen, so you don't need to worry about having it fresh, keeping it fresh, etc. It's quite frozen. You can then just cook the amount you need and put the rest in the freezer, and it is, yeah, just takes 12 minutes from frozen. Okay, I'm going to go with about 200 grams of this. So I've got about half of the packet I have here. One teaspoon of garlic. See that? Next I'm going to try and put in some seasoning and some spices. So 1 teaspoon of coriander powder, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, also some nutmeg. These are kind of drier herbs, they'll give it an earthier flavour, or earthier herbs I should say. And I put in some garlic as you saw, but I need to put in some ginger now, and I'm going to go for some ground ginger. Just some ground ginger. And then cook this on quite a high heat. Okay, when it starts to get like this, meaning you've been frying it, it's starting to dry up, what you can then do is then start to just reduce the heat down a bit, and you can also add some water to the mix as well, 1 cup of water just to stop it catching. But only do that once you've got a nice kind of browning on the surface of the meat. So I'm going to cook mine for a bit more. So like I said, just take some water. I'm just going to put in 1 cup of water and just mix that around, and I'll let it cook on a lower heat. Let it simmer for about 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, when it gets to about this stage of cooking, turn it right down. Just mix it up so you can see your minced meat is basically cooked now. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add some rice. And the reason we do that is because the rice is going to be one of the main parts of the stuffing. So I'm using some of this like Tesco microwavable rice here, pilau rice. So this is, how much in a packet? 250 grams. So I kind of want it to be sort of a 1-to-1 ratio between the rice and the meat. So I'm going to go for about half of this, like 2/3 of this this sachet. And I'm just going to chuck in the rice. Okay. That looks about right to me. I'm just going to mix that up now. So now if you're using normal rice, the trick is don't use rice that's completely cooked. You want it sort of 3/4 cooked, because when it goes into the chicken and when we cook the chicken, it will then, all this will cook again. So you want it kind of 3/4 cooked if you can. The microwave rice that I've bought and been using, that is already kind of 3/4 cooked. So it's ideal for this. You can just put it straight in. And really, I'm not even cooking the rice here. Really, I'm just trying to mix it in with the mince, just to really, mix them two together really, and then just to warm it up a little bit. Okay, actually I'm going to turn the heat off now. So this mix now is basically ready, and it just needs to cool, and this will form the basis of what we're going to stuff inside our chicken. Okay, for the next piece, we're actually going to need some string. So here's some just ordinary string. It's better to use something called butcher's string, which apparently exists. I'm going to basically go sort of twice the width of the chicken is what we're kind of go for. So I'm actually going to cut some pieces up first because I'm not as confident as cutting it and tying it all at the same time. So I'm going to go for something about that long, which is about twice the size of the chicken. Okay, I'm genuinely nervous about how this bit's going to go. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take the stuffing, and we're actually going to try putting it inside this mixture. So let's go over to where we had our stuffing, which is the rice and the mince, and really it's just going in the middle there. And now that. Now this is an extra large chicken, so I'm hoping we can get even more stuffing than we would in a smaller chicken, but don't want to overdo it. Let's see. Okay, so it's all in there, no wastage, zero waste. Excellent. So now, the tricky part, so the idea now is that you roll it together and make it into a cushion. So let's start to just roll it, tuck it around here. Actually, not too bad. Let's just sort of tuck these bits in here. In there. This chicken really is huge though, isn't it? That's the thing. Okay. Seems to be working okay. It's a very strange sensation, very strange thing to be doing, but we live in strange times. Okay, so sort of putting the skin over here, it's kind of made it a little bit like a cushion, I guess. All right, this is the bit I'm worried about because I know when I was cutting the skin, I wasn't as careful as I should have been. And on the other side, there will be some cut skin, ruptured skin. Let's have a look. Oh dear, yeah, that's not good. I'll see if we can, wonder if we can do some, patch that up a little bit, okay. But the bulk of the shape is there, which is not too bad. So let's again just try and push this in. Push it in, turn it around, try and bring it together. Mold it almost into a shape of a cushion. Okay. Not as neat as the ones I've seen online, but not too bad. I think this will still be okay. All right, let's get our first bit of string then. String is going to be used to tie this together and trying to keep this together. So we're going to do several bits of string. So there is a specific butcher's knot that we need to do. So I watched a YouTube video on how to do this. Chance of me getting it right, pretty slim, but let's try it anyway. So it was holding this in this hand, put this in the other hand. Which way around was it? Oh no, I think it was like this. Hold it like that. Take that one, loop it over your thumb, over your thumb, over your thumb, and through the knot. Then just pull. That seems to have worked. Okay, then we'll cut that bit off. And we're going to try another one. The way that works is turn it around. You hold the string together like this. You take the string, you put it over your thumb, and then you just feed it through the hole you just created, the loop, and then you're basically pull, and it'll tighten it up like so. So that's kind of what it looks like at the end, all right? Not quite as pretty as some of the ones you've seen online in terms of the evenness of this. I'm not sure I'm brave enough to pick it up and start throwing it around like I've seen people do online. Okay, maybe I am, yeah. Look, so it's basically like a cushion. Unfortunately, there is this bit of a hole on that side, but let's just turn it over. Yeah, you can see basically it's like a standalone thing that you can now just pick up and put in the oven. And yeah, that's the next thing we're going to do. So in terms of cooking it in the oven, it's going to go in for an hour at 180 degrees. Now, I might actually do 1 hour, 10 minutes, 1 hour, 20, because it's quite a big chicken. But also, for the first 35 minutes, or half the time, is going to be covered in foil, just to avoid it burning. And then for the last half of the cook, take the foil off and just let it cook without the foil. So I'm going to take this, I'm just going to lift it and put it into this pan. So there goes my cushion. In goes the cushion into the pan. So I've just taken it out and removed the foil. And then I just wanted to mention that one thing to do is at this sort of halfway point of the cook is to take the oil that's around the pan and just, with a brush or something or a spoon, just redistribute that over the skin. Keep the skin nice and moist so it doesn't dry out. But yeah, it's looking pretty good actually. I mean, it's obviously leaking some of the stuffing because of the hole in the skin, but other than that, looking good, and it's smelling amazing in here. Okay, so this is the finished product. Let's give it a quick twist around again. There you go, that's the chicken, all like this. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is basically cut into it, and let's see what it looks like when we do that. So don't forget, it's completely boneless, so you can cut straight through this without worrying about it at all. I'm gonna go like this, straight. Oh wow, that cuts so easily. It's strange cutting straight through chicken like that. And it's okay. So let's now just turn this round. There we go. There's the chicken stuffed with that rice and the mince in there. So I missed a really important point, which is what does it taste like? So I just tasted some, and it's really nice, really delicious. What you find is the chicken's nice and crispy, and with that mince meat in the middle, the juices from the chicken have just made that really moist. The mince meat has carried a lot of flavour. Those nutty flavours we had before have come through, and it all just mixes up really nicely into a really easy to eat dish.